Greetings, YouTube. So my wife and I went out today to look at a couple of more homes. The first one I'm going to show you was originally a single-family unit that had been converted by someone else into 2 apartments. The first floor being slightly larger than the second, and that was, potentially as an in-law apartment for my mother-in-law on the first floor, and then our apartment would be on the second. So I'm going to go take you to that footage now. Hello. We're going to be looking at this house today. There's the second floor. First floor, and here's my wife and her mom. We just got here. Our realtor hasn't even shown up yet. But we haven't had a chance to do anything other than show up. So I'll show you the clip of the inside. Okay, here we go.
Definitely some reno. Is that one of those flip things?
That is one of those flip things.
Yeah.
As a YouTuber, it's kind of almost required to have a flip camera.
Yeah, I have one too. I should use it more often. They're kind of cool.
And we got the front hall.
We just have them as heat.
Yeah, and I'm even looking, there's a few 3.
This must have been the dining room, and that's where the dishes and stuff were.
That's weird. It's a cabinet with window.
I don't know what you're going to find in this place.
Piece of furnishing. Well, the kitchen isn't bad sized.
No,
There's washer and dryer hookups in here.
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Pardon my saying. Bathroom. Smidge on the small side.
Old style heaters. Definitely new carpet. You can feel there's like a few layers underneath here.
Yeah.
I need to do something about closet space. So I
Well,
don't know if that's a supporting one. I'm gonna peek downstairs in the basement.
this is moderately odd.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is what this room was originally.
Oh, Mom, there's enough.
I would say this probably
Yeah,
wasn't
there's
here.
somebody here. I don't know.
What?
But it's been a long time.
Janet.
Why?
Somebody just came in.
Somebody just came in. Yeah.
Janet, someone just...
Someone just
Alright, this is the basement, which has a window, very old radio, a walkout right there. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Another window. Really old sink. That's soapstone, which is kind of cool in and of itself. There's enough space down here for me at least. There's a piano. I don't know if you can see that. Not a lot of light, but there's a piano. Oil heat. Burner. Another storage room, probably for the upstairs apartment originally. All kinds of things stored down here. LPs. An old typewriter. Furnishings. It's like Christmas decorations. Yeah, this place is going to definitely need to get cleaned out before I would be interested in looking at it seriously. But it does have one thing going for it. It has a flamingo. Okay, heading upstairs. Here we go. Well, it's a very old heater. Obviously, a bedroom. Fairly small closet on this side. Fairly small closet. Oh, slightly larger closet on this side. Phone hookup, 3-prong plugs. And that's a bonus. Archway. Attic. space.
Interesting closet space. There's no tub.
Kind of odd entryway to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was saying, you could probably put a washer dryer right here. 'Cause your plumbing is
Shower
right there,
stall.
your sink.
There's the backyard. That's quite alright.
That's okay.
It's
On
okay.
the other side of the wall of this closet is another smaller closet. Right on a straight line through here, so it's almost like you could knock that center piece out and have a walk through from this room into the other.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
May have been one time.
Well, there isn't a lot of...
This isn't a very huge space,
No, it isn't.
because I mean, this could be,
Yeah, 'cause you've got the,
It's
the way the house is built with the field.
it's laid out kind of oddly because of the having to accommodate the
Yeah.
roof structure. Like for example, you've got this section right here, which is part of the roof structure.
Yeah.
Hence the roof structure right there, in fact.
because well, I think the bottom floor.
Now the second piece of footage I'm going to show you is going to be an actual proper 2-unit apartment building with 2 single-level units or flats. And this one is a HUD home. It was public property and has now been put back on the market. And there has a few issues. The porches kind of needs to have some work done to them. At the moment, there is no electricity. Some of the wiring is a little questionable. We're not quite sure if it's up to code. And at the moment, the pipes are not functioning because the building has been abandoned essentially by the city. But overall, the bones look decent. It's got enough space for my mother-in-law on the first floor without a problem, and there's enough space on the second floor with reconfiguring the way we would have to live our lives slightly. For example, we would probably have to use one of the bedrooms as a dressing room, and then use our bedroom just as a bed room, because there's not enough space in there for our bed and our furnishings. Those would have to go into a separate room. And then the third bedroom would be an office, much like I have here now. But at the moment, I'm living into a 2-bedroom apartment. I've done a tour. If you ever want to, you can see my apartment tours on my channel, and I believe it's called Tetsubo's Apartment Tour. I'm not positive. And that building is reasonably priced, but it's going to require some work. For example, the windows would all have to be replaced eventually. You would have to redo the kitchen for the second floor before we could functionally live there. Things like that would have to be taken care of before we moved in. So it would be tough to live there when it's going on, but it'd be possible. The windows would be something you'd have to push off into the future date. The 2 things that I do find interesting about the place is, well, it's a decent neighborhood, but the structure itself is that the basement is large and a decent storage area, though it's got some water damage in one area, like moisture, because from melting snow outside probably. But it has a garage outside, which I could probably use as a shop, which would be really cool. But the really fascinating thing is the attic, and I've got some footage to show you that. And this space is cavernous. It is the full length of this building. I have no idea what it was originally intended for, but it means that I could store everything I own up there and maybe take up 10% of the space. It's really quite phenomenal. So now off to the footage. So here I am at the second apartment I'm going to look at today. There's the garage. And first floor. Second floor. And a decent sized driveway, which is good where I live because I currently don't have any parking that's on the street. So having off-street parking is the requirement for my home. Here we go.
So the area's not that bad.
Nope.
Holly bushes. I like our neighbors today.
Lara likes the holly bushes, and there's a market next door with the post office.
He's not working?
No, I I just got them out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mark it up the street is nice.
Yeah, quick run, you know.
Alrighty, here we go. The front room, which leads out onto the porch, which could be, you know,
Radiators.
radiator. I don't mind radiators. I've lived with radiators in it before. They've got a hutch.
Some 3-prong plugs, but they look older. Washer hook up right here.
Yeah, there's a washer hookup in the kitchen. That's kind of weird. No, that's not water. That's gas. That's got to be gas.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
stove.
Oh, I wondered because of the pipe going down.
You know, maybe it is.
You can feel a little bit of the sloping in the floors.
Yeah, because there's the stove.
Yeah, there's the stove
connection.
hooked up right there.
Right.
And this is just the back room, there's a tiny little backyard. Strange
Teeny
closet.
little closet. It's like not even the depth of my arm.
What's that this one, Mama?
Just the back door and
You've
a
got a
little
nice, look at
porch.
this pantry, it's a nice
Yeah,
pantry.
I like that.
This is apparently where they kept the refrigerator.
With the old, I know, but look at.
Faucets are frozen.
Hmm?
There was an inspection report, well, I don't know if the pipes
Ah.
are, it says the faucets are frozen.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever that
And we have in here, which is the another room, which would probably be the dining room at one time. There's a closet under the stairway, trying to maximize your space. And then we have the bathroom, which is, you know, decent size, not too bad. We'll go check up too. Alrighty, now we're going to try on a second floor.
What?
You took a little bit of a leave.
No, I usually take it when, but see, I can put some pressure on it. So it's, you know, I'm careful, but.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're up here on the second floor.
It's a nice closet space.
That's a really nice closet space. That's a lot of space in that closet. And a porch, which needs a lot of cosmetic material done to it, but it's a porch. What do we have in here? This would have probably been the formal dining space at one time.
They've got a tub. Well, I guess they did start doing work in here. They must have, because it doesn't, you can see the,
Yeah, it's not bad shape.
got the
That's an interesting light. Variety. Wow, it's yellow in here. I'd change that. That it is very sunny, but I don't think I want a yellow room.
Too bad.
Blue's nice.
You get that yellow from.
I like
There's
the blue.
always heat.
Yeah, I can paint without a problem.
Some serious work.
Oh yeah, serious work in here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a nice cast iron sink.
But it's doable.
And we've got an entryway with a pantry as well. With a strange little bench with drawers in it. And we've got our own back porch out back.
Little back porch, which needs a new window.
Ooh, this is very sloped.
Like something glued here.
I wonder how safe this is. I'd like to step back inside, please. Something glued on the floor?
Well, no, here.
Yeah, that was some kind of a backing, and they took the backing off. Right,
So
And that
these are
pipe's
built like
disconnected.
this.
right.
Yeah.
And this would be the bedroom. It's kind of small, but we have a lot of furnishing. We would have to de-junk a lot of furnishing, dear. This is the bedroom. We have a queen-size bed.
We don't like this set we have anyways. What do you want to say?
But so overall, it's interesting. What's this? It's a broom closet. How do you like that? A real broom closet. But here's the second floor as our neighbors. So we'll do a wrap up at home. So there was a stairway that led upstairs from the second floor into this space. And this space is huge. I want to show you how big this space is.
Right, yeah, there's nothing lit.
That's a big space. Unfortunately,
Finish these.
that bulb right there is using knob and tube wiring.
You could put some skylights in.
Knob and tube wiring is a deal breaker. So that's the footage I've got to show you today about the houses we looked at. The first unit, just simply, the first building we looked at isn't going to work for us. It's just not the right fit. Not enough space for us on the second floor, and it just isn't going to fit our needs. The second unit has a lot of things that we like about it, a few things that we don't, and we have to make sure that we can get insured, make sure that the wiring is up to code, because there are circuit breaker boxes in the basement, but there are knob and tube type wiring, which is from the original 1928 construction era, in the attic. So I'm making sure that everything's been disconnected. It needs to be disconnected. The piping would have to be repaired, and the porch would probably have to be repaired before we could, get the place insured and get a loan and things like that. So we're trying not to marry ourselves to this unit. It's nice, it fits our needs, but it's not the only fish in the sea. We are early in this process. We just signed the contract with our realtor, Janet. So we're hoping that in the near future, at least, we can find a place. We'd really like to be into a new place before snow falls next fall. That would be kind of like an ideal for us. I don't want to be moving in the wintertime. I've had to move in the wintertime. In fact, I moved into this apartment in the wintertime because my last apartment had an apartment fire. That's not the kind of thing you plan on. So I hope you find this interesting. I know that it was interesting for us, though I'll be honest, it can be a bit of a stressful process.